Good day, good people. It's AT Malone. The first of my name because the second is already here. If you haven't already, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell for more videos from your boy. Now, it is Tuesday, and this is preparation day for me because I work tomorrow. So, with Tuesday preparation, I gotta make sure that all of my affairs are in order. From making sure that I look like a decent human being. As you see, I'm nice shaved, exfoliating. My skin is glowing, man. No razor bumps nowhere. I'm looking good, man. And when you look good, you feel good. I have the rest of my week already planned out, man. I got my son on his schedule, so he already knows what his expectation is. So I can go into my work week 100% clear-headed, ready to go. And this is the thing, man. If you guys are not preparing for your week, how can you expect for good things to happen throughout your week? You are going to be fighting against yourself every single day. But if you prepare like I do, then you won't have to worry about that. All right? So even with dinner, I already have that stuff prepared, ready to go. My lunch is already done. The cars are clean. The room is clean. Sheets changed, all of that good stuff. So I don't have to worry about that. I can literally wake up, work out, check out the morning PSAs. We do it 6 days a week. Shower, eat, feed the dog, get my thoughts off in the morning. Wednesday morning thoughts tomorrow, and get my ass to work. And also, I already know what's going on because I pay attention to the Slack channels, man. So if you're not doing any of this, you cannot expect to have a great, free-flowing work week. You have to prepare. Stop dreading the week to come. You should be excited about it, man. You should be excited to even be alive so you can take your ass to work. People are losing their jobs every single day. All right. And if you have a job, a stable one, then you need to appreciate that. And in order for you to appreciate it, is to make sure that you prepare for it so you can present your best self every day. All right. So it's Tuesday. So you already know what it is, man. We are on the Richest Man in Babylon saga, and we are wrapping up chapter 4, right? So this is part 2 of chapter 4. And as you know, it is called Meet the Goddess of Good Luck. So we are going to start off from where we left off last week, which is the merchant who basically did not invest into the land acquiring opportunity that he had. Remember, he was only supposed to invest 1/10 of what the land was worth. He decided against it because he'd rather buy robes and other things for his wife. So he did not capitalize on that opportunity, even though his father told him that he needed to make that investment because that was an investment of a lifetime. So after he tells his story, a man commented, "We see how good luck waits to come to that man who accepts opportunity." All right. And he also says that to the building of an estate, there must always be the beginning. Now, this guy who was speaking was an owner of many herds. He started as a boy by purchasing his first calf with 1 piece of silver. So what he's basically saying is this, y'all. Start building your estate early. All right. What does he mean by that? Well, you need to invest in yourself. All right. You need to, like Anton Daniel says, fail in a controlled environment while you are young. So when you're young and you don't have dependents, you don't have children or a wife to take care of, this is the perfect time for you to try and fail. Failing forward, okay? You don't have any type of liabilities or anything that's hindering you from investing in yourself and building yourself up. And it's always better to start young. This is why, even though society is all fucked up, they said marry young. Why? Because you can build it up together. When you both ain't got shit, guess what? You come together and you build shit, all right? Don't let these people persuade you any differently as far as like getting these experiences and all of that, because the experiences are beneficial to men. They're not beneficial to women at all. So you got to start young. And this is why it's important for people to know what they want early. I always preach that. I tell my son that all the time. Know what you want early and go after it. Don't let anything distract you or stop you from getting there, all right? But building your own estate, which also means you got to get you a piece of property, whether it's land or buying a house, a condo, a townhouse. Getting that early because it gives you the opportunity to build on top of that, all right? So, he also says that even though the merchant is successful, he could have been even more successful if he would have capitalized on that opportunity. So then a Syrian man asks to speak, and he says, I'm not trying to be rude, but tell me the right name you call a man who puts off doing those things that might be good for him. And another man yells out, procrastinating. And he says, that's him. That's what the Syrian man said. Basically called the dude out right in front of everybody, man. And then he says, a man that doesn't step quick when opportunity comes, he's a big procrastinator like our friend the merchant. So then the merchant basically arises and bows saying, hey, I admire you for speaking the truth, because it is the truth, man. When you put things off, come on, you are procrastinating. And that's one thing that I teach my son now. This is why we have our whiteboard. It prevents us from procrastinating. I write down the things that we have to do the night before, and guess what? The next day, that's one of the first things that he looks at and what I look at, and we just attack that list, we check it off, and we keep it moving. So then Arcad asked all of the men who has another similar experience, all right? And a man who was a buyer of animals responded. All right, he tells this story when he had spent 10 days searching for camels. He's frustrated with a little bit of food or water, and he's locked outside the Babylon gates. He was approached by an elderly farmer. This elderly farmer offered to sell him all of his sheep, but he needed to sell them quickly because his wife had a fever, all right? Well, the buyer agreed to buy the sheep, but this is at nighttime. So he needed to count how many sheep this farmer actually had. But the farmer was in a rush. The farmer's like, listen, man, I need to get back to my wife. Can you at least pay me 2/3 right now? And then you can count them in the morning and we can settle up right then and there once everything's accounted for, right? Well, the buyer refused. So the next day when the gates of Babylon opened, people rushed to buy the sheep, and they paid 3 times the price that the farmer actually offered the buyer the night before. So Arcad asked everybody, what wisdom do you suggest from this experience? And a saddle maker says, if you find a good bargain, take it, especially if you don't have to pay in full right then and there. That prevents later regrets. And then the Syrian man speaks up again and says, this is another tale of procrastination. Each time a good plan comes, they hesitate. How can man succeed in that way? So then the buyer responds. He says, look, procrastination is within all men. We want to be rich, but delaying does become our worst enemy. And ain't that the truth, man? Everybody procrastinates, even me. I fight it still. And I'm the guy that is always being proactive, but sometimes I put things off too, all right? I am a human being just like you are a human being. And when I tell you putting things off always bites me in the ass, 9 times out of 10, it actually does, because then you end up putting yourself in a worse situation than to be, more proactive or taking advantage of certain opportunities that, come to you. All right. So, the buyer response: procrastination is within all men. We want to be rich, but delaying does become our worst enemy. And then he goes on and says, as I grew up, I realized that I was stubborn and I needed to actually take action in order to be successful. So then the Syrian man asked the merchant, you look successful now. You got on your expensive robes. Do you listen when procrastination whispers in your ear? And the merchant responds, he said, I had to recognize and conquer it once I understood what I was doing. Every man must master his own spirit of procrastination. Then the merchant throws it to Arcad and asks Arcad if he agrees with that statement. Every man must master procrastination. And Arcad says, over the years, I've witnessed people pass up opportunities due to procrastination over and over again. So then he turns to the cloth weaver who actually started this whole debate conversation. And he asks him, does he still want to debate on good luck? And the cloth weaver responds that he looks at luck differently now. You have to take advantage of opportunities if you want to attract luck. Arcad says, hey, that was a good discussion. The truth is, good luck can be enticed by accepting opportunities. And then the chapter ends with this: men of action are favored by the goddess of good luck. Now, men of action. In order for you to be successful, you have to be a man of action. You have to take risks, and you always have to be seeking, looking, and taking advantage of opportunities that come to you. See, this is the thing. If you are broke, homeless, in poverty, that is not a forever thing. I truly believe that God always gives somebody at least one opportunity to change their life circumstances. But it's ultimately up to you to recognize, understand, and take advantage of it. This is why I don't feel bad for people who have been in poverty for years and years and years and years, because you're telling me that not one time nobody has threw you a bone. That's bullshit. It's the reason why you haven't took advantage of those opportunities or even noticed them is because it's your mindset, man. Because everybody knows at this point that being broke is not a physical thing, it's a mental thing. The brain tells the body what to do. So if your mindset isn't correct, those are the results of your thinking, okay? People who do not want to be broke, those are the ones that are making most of the money, especially people who came from nothing, who came from the bottom. Don't nobody want to go back to that. This is why when I got kicked out the house at 19, I told myself I'm never going back home. I'm not doing that. I don't want to listen to anybody. I want to make my own rules. I want to do whatever the hell I want to do. So I had to make sure that I capitalized on certain opportunities. I had to move to Arizona to take a management position when I was 21 years old, running restaurants, having to deal with food costs and customer service and hiring and firing at a young age. And with that experience, I was able to put myself in the job that I'm in now. So opportunities will come to you. But if you are not proactive on taking advantage of it, then guess what? You have to deal with your results, all right? So that was Tuesday's content, man. I appreciate y'all watching. I love this content so much. You guys don't understand, man. Maybe you do, because the views are still going up, and I appreciate everybody watching. I got to finish getting ready for my work week. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will catch y'all next time. Peace.